Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name's Alyssa and today I'm going to be talking about the 9 books I read in July. First of all, I can't believe we've already reached the end of July. I feel like this month went by really fast. I feel like I kind of diversified my genres a bit this month, which is nice. I read 2 romanticises, 2 romances, 2 fantasies, and then I read 1 mystery thriller and 1 nonfiction book. I also rated books pretty high. I gave out a lot of 4.5 stars this month, so like no full 5 stars, but clearly, I did really enjoy a lot of the books I read this month. Of the 9 books I read this month, 2 of them were physical books, 2 of them were audiobooks, and then 5 of them were ebooks. I do tend to read a lot of ebooks because they're just less expensive than buying physical books all the time. And then audiobooks I like to listen to on my commutes or like if I'm doing chores around the house or something. So with all that being said, let's just get into the books. The first book I read in July was The Poisoned Daughter. This is a romantasy book. I was really in the mood for a romantasy book, and this one was a standalone, which is nice, so I decided to give it a shot. I did enjoy it. I wouldn't say it's anything special, but I also at the same time didn't really have any problems with it necessarily. It just didn't really stand out, so I ended up giving it 4 stars, which is like a solid rating. I liked the romance, I liked the story. I feel like this is really like a classic romantasy book, so if that's something that you're looking for, then this is definitely a good choice, and I would definitely recommend it. I also thought the magic system was pretty interesting, and I really liked the concept of like her kiss being able to kill people, and it's obviously like a cool concept for a romantasy book. So yeah, I enjoyed this one. The second book I read in July was Face Off. This is the first book in the DC Stars series, and oh my gosh, I loved it so much. I did give this book 4.5 stars, but like I feel like if I was rating just based off of pure enjoyment, this would have been a 5 star. But when I'm considering the book as a whole, it didn't give me that like 5-star feeling. But I enjoyed it so much. I loved the characters. I loved the romance. I'm in love with Maverick Miller. Like, I don't even want to talk about it. I actually don't even want to talk about it. I also really liked how this book and the series as a whole, I believe, deals with women in a male-dominated sport and like a male-dominated field. I really like that aspect of these stories. And for Face Off specifically, the all is lost 75% mark moment I found was done really well. I'm trying to talk about it without spoiling it, obviously, but it's just like such a very real obstacle that they would have to go through, and the way that they handled it was really beautiful. I don't know, I really liked it. It's one of those books where you just get so attached to the characters. Actually, when I finished it, I teared up a little bit because of how much I loved the characters. So I'm really glad that I have the rest of the series to go. I mean, spoiler alert, I did read Power Play this month as well. We will get to that one. I just know I'm gonna be obsessed with this series. The next book I read, I actually have the physical copy with me, and it is Carl's Doomsday Scenario. This is book 2 of the Dungeon Crawler Carl series. I'm loving this series, guys. Genuinely, I'm having such a good time. It's so funny, but then we also get these like really emotional and kind of deep moments, which I love. The book itself is so unhinged and like wild. The things that happen in here are actually wild, and I feel like if I tried to explain what's going on in these books out of context, like you guys would think it's crazy, but I swear it works. Like it somehow works so well. I'm loving the characters, I'm loving the story. It honestly keeps me entertained from beginning to end, and I'm very excited to continue the series. I'm actually going to be starting book 3 very soon, so I'm really looking forward to it. If you guys have read this series, let me know your thoughts, and I want to hear if you guys are enjoying it. And if you haven't read it yet, then definitely look it up and see if it's something that you might enjoy, because I think it's so good. I'm really enjoying it, and I actually listened to the audiobook for this one. I listened to the audiobook for the first book as well, and I think I'm just going to continue the audiobook for the whole series because the audiobook is just so good. Jeff Hayes is the narrator, and he does all the voices for all the characters, but they all sound so distinctly different. Like, it's kind of crazy and really impressive. And yeah, I love the audiobooks. They're so funny. And I gave this book 4.5 stars. Moving on, the next book I read is so different from Dungeon Crawler Carl. It's kind of crazy that I read these back to back. But the next book that I read was The Wager. This is the nonfiction book that I read this month. It is a historical nonfiction book. So first of all, the cover really got my attention. And then when I read the blurb for it, I was like, oh, this is so interesting. And I think I am very interested in history and like learning more about history, and I ended up really liking it. I gave it 4 stars. The whole time I was reading it, I was like, it is just so crazy to think that this is real. I also loved how the author added real accounts from people who experienced this. So they had like journals and stuff like that, and the author would put in actual direct quotes from these people that literally experienced everything that happened in the story or witnessed everything that happened in the story. So I thought that was really cool. I also thought the parts of this book that took place on the island were really crazy. I just can't believe this is a true story. Like, it's wild. If you are interested in like historical books, historical nonfiction, I do think this is a good one to read. It was about like a shipwreck and the people on the crew. I mean, the full title of the book is literally The Wager, A Tale of Shipwreck, Mutiny, and Murder. So if that sounds like something that you would be interested in, I definitely recommend reading this book because I really liked it. Next up, we got The Traitor Queen by Danielle L. Jensen. This one I was really excited to read. I loved The Bridge Kingdom. That was the first book. This is the second book. And I was really excited to continue this couple's story and finish it off because I know the rest of the series follows different couples. And by the way, I am so excited to continue the series because after getting like a taste of these characters in the first 2 books, I'm really excited to learn more about them in the next books. But anyway, I really liked this book. The ending was so wild. Like, I actually couldn't put the book down toward the end. I know a lot of people have probably read it already. It's been on my TBR for years, and I'm really glad that I'm finally reading the series because I was missing out. I was really missing out for sure. I think this was probably one of my favorite books that I read this month. I did give it 4.5 stars, so it kind of technically ties with a lot of the books I read this month, but I really enjoyed this one. Like I said, I was also kind of in the mood for romantasy this month, so I'm happy. Oh, also, once again, I just love a good ship setting. I love when books take place on a ship, at least for like a portion of it. That's probably why in my upcoming new adult romantasy novel, A Dance of Shadows, there is a portion of the book where they are on a ship. It's something about the vibe and the aesthetic. I don't know. I honestly don't know. But I love when characters are on ships, basically. There's a ship on this cover. That's why it reminded me that there was a ship, that they were on ships. Anyway, the next book I read in July was another audiobook I listened to, and it was Wild Dark Shore. This is the one mystery thriller that I read this month. I have mixed feelings about this book. I think I just had very high expectations when I went into it because I had been hearing so much about it. So I was really excited to read it. I didn't love it as much as I wanted to. I also didn't dislike it. I just think I liked different aspects of it, and some aspects I didn't really like. I kind of felt like it dragged a little bit in places. That's just my personal opinion, but I really liked the ending, and like the plot twist at the end was crazy. Like, I wasn't really expecting that to happen, and I wasn't expecting that reveal, so I did really enjoy that. And I also did like the setting. Like, I thought the setting of the book was really cool and interesting. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe this one just wasn't for me. It didn't like hook me as much as I would have wanted it to. So I ended up giving it 3.5 stars because I still did enjoy it, and I really liked the plot twist at the end. I really liked the ending as a whole. And yeah, there were bits and pieces throughout the book, obviously, that I was like, okay, I still want to know what's gonna happen, and I'm curious enough to keep reading. 3.5 stars is not bad. Now the next book, I am very excited to say that I finally read it. And the book is Shield of Sparrows. If you've been following my videos, specifically my TBR jar videos, you would know that Shield of Sparrows has been a contender in like every single video. Like, for months it's been a contender. I don't know why I was putting it off. I think I just had other books that I was more excited to get to. Genuinely, I felt like I was the only one who hadn't read it. So I finally read it this month, and I'm really excited. I gave it 4 stars. I feel like it wasn't my favorite. I still enjoyed it, and I had a good time reading it, and I loved the characters. Actually, the Guardian, loved him. And the plot twists were crazy. The plot twists I was not expecting. So I did enjoy it. I just don't think it's my favorite romantasy that I've ever read. I am excited to read the second book. I actually haven't seen many people's thoughts about book 2, so I'm not sure if people are liking it or not. I'm pretty curious, but I think I'd rather not know and go in blind so I can just kind of have my own reaction and my own feelings toward it without being swayed in any direction. Hopefully I get to book 2 soon. The second last book I read in July was Power Play by Chelsea Curto. This is the second book in the DC Stars series. I did mention earlier in this video that I was absolutely obsessed with Face Off, and Power Play was really no different. I still think I might have preferred Face Off like a teeny bit more, but they were close. I gave both of them 4.5 stars. I was really excited to read Power Play because I loved Liam and Piper, like the little bits we got of them in book 1. So I was really excited for their book, and it absolutely delivered. I loved how these characters helped each other grow as people. I loved how much Liam helped Piper gain back her self-confidence throughout the book. I just thought it was beautiful. I loved watching their romance develop, and there were a lot of really fun moments in this book that I really, really enjoyed. It was also fun to see Maverick and Emmy again from Face Off. So yeah, I really love Power Play. I'm really excited to read book 3. I'm pretty sure book 3 is Hudson's book, and I am really looking forward to that because I love Hudson, so I cannot wait to read his book. Well, we have reached the last book of this video, and I do have the physical copy of this one with me. The Priory of the Orange Tree. This book was really good. The Priory of the Orange Tree had been on my TBR for a very long time, and I finally decided to read it. I picked it in my TBR jar video for July because I knew I was going to have some time off work this month, and so I figured that would be the perfect time to read it. I really enjoyed it. I really liked the characters, more so because I found they were very interesting to actually read. Not necessarily because I love them as people, but like I just found they were really interesting characters to read, and like the dynamics were really interesting. The magic system was really cool. I liked that there were dragons in it. I wouldn't say that this is a romantasy book, but there is a romance in the book that I really enjoyed. I don't know if I actually pronounced any of the names right in this book, but I think Iad, that's what I'm going with, was probably my favorite character to read in this book. I just found her POVs were super interesting, and I really liked being in her head, you know? So I gave this book 4.5 stars. I will say the beginning was a little slow for me, solely because I was really trying to get my bearings. Like, there's a lot of characters thrown at you at the beginning, and there's a lot of like politics, and you're trying to understand like who are these people and what are their relationships, and like how does the magic system work, and how does the world work. Like, you're learning all of these things pretty quickly in the book, and it was a lot of information, so it took me a minute to get into it, but once I got into it, I really liked it. I highly recommend this book. If you are willing to read a book that is this long, you should definitely read this one. I also feel so accomplished for reading it. You know what I mean? I feel like anytime you finish a book this long, it's like satisfying. That's the word. It's just so satisfying to finish a book that is this long. I know there's like a prequel book. I think it's a prequel to this one, so might have to pick that one up at some point in time because I'm intrigued. But yeah, this was the 9th book I read in July. I actually filmed a 24-hour readathon video, and in that video, I read Priory of the Orange Tree, and I also read Power Play, and I also read Wild Dark Shore. Obviously, I didn't read this whole book in that 24-hour readathon video, but I started it. I think I got like over 400 pages in. I was proud of myself. Those are all the 9 books I read in July. Let me know if you guys have read any of these books, and let me know your favorite book that you read in July. I think if I had to choose one, it's hard, but I think Face Off is probably my favorite book that I read this month. Tied, or like a close second and third, would be The Traitor Queen and The Priory of the Orange Tree. Can I pick a top 3? Those were my top 3. Also, if you guys want to see which of the books that I talked about in this video I had chosen in my TBR jar video, then you can check out that video as well. Obviously, Priory of the Orange Tree was one of the ones I chose because I already said that. But the other ones you can find out in that video, and I am very pleased to announce that I did successfully read all the books I chose in that video. I was a little scared because I knew how long The Priory of the Orange Tree was, but I was successful, so that's good. I already filmed my August TBR jar video. That is up on my channel if you guys want to see what books I'm going to be reading in August. I picked some books I'm really excited about in that video, so very much looking forward to getting into those books. And I also every month post a monthly TBR on my Instagram and TikTok that is 8 books that I have chosen to try to get to in that month. 5 of them are from my TBR jar video, and then the remaining ones are whatever books that I'm really feeling like reading that month. So that will be up if you guys are curious to see what books I'm planning to read. I pick 8 because my goal this year was to read 8 books a month. So far, I've been surpassing it every month. I've been reading like 9 or 10 books a month, but I am gonna stick to picking 8 books. And then if I finish all of those, or if something else comes up and I want to read a different book, it happens. But I definitely prioritize the 5 books that I pick in my TBR jar videos. Those are ones that I'm like, okay, I'm definitely reading them this month. Also, this is a side note, but I recently announced that I'm self-publishing my new adult romantasy book, A Dance of Shadows. It is releasing in January. I am very, very excited. If you guys want to stay up to date on all the reveals, I just did a character art reveal, and I will insert a photo right here because it is just absolutely beautiful and I'm obsessed with it. So I did a character art reveal. I'm getting a map done. I'm getting some more character art done. I also am going to be opening ARCs sometime soon. Definitely follow my social media if you're interested in becoming an ARC reader, because I will be posting about the sign up sheet on my social media when it becomes available. So if that interests you, then definitely go check out my social media accounts. I'm also posting a lot of behind the scenes on like the publishing process and progress throughout this journey of self-publishing this book. There's a lot that goes into self-publishing a book, and I did self-publish my first book, Silver Key, but that was kind of a while ago, and I feel like not only has the indie publishing industry kind of changed a bit since then, but I'm also taking it a lot more seriously this time, and like I'm coming up with a full launch plan and everything. So I'm really, really excited to share this book with everyone. I've been working on it for like 4 years, so I cannot wait for everyone to be able to read it. So I just wanted to mention that real quick because I'm really excited about this book, and you can already add it on Goodreads if you are interested, so you don't forget about it. I will link that in the description below. Now, with all of that being said, that is going to bring us to the end of this video. I really, really hope that you guys enjoyed. Please like and subscribe if you did, and I will see you guys in the next video.